Hey y'all, thanks for clicking on the video today. I'm just going to show you guys one workout that you can do to include in your weekly workouts aside from just running. This can count for like a cross training or a strength training day, just so that we make sure that we're preventing injuries and things like that, but also to make you just more functional in your day-to-day life. So this is just a sample workout. It's minimal equipment. It does require dumbbells, but you can also use just anything around your house that you have, a book, a baby, if you have a little one. Again, it's a minimal equipment workout for those of you that don't have a gym or have a gym but just want to kind of switch up your routine. And this is going to be a functional workout. It's also going to be a strength workout, so it'll be a little difficult. And I'm also going to include a full body mobility flow, again, to make you more functional in your day-to-day life. We want you to be good runners. We want to get you to your running goals. We also just want you to be functional human beings in your day-to-day life. So hopefully this video is helpful. If you have any questions, always reach out to me or your mentors or staff or whoever. We'll be happy to answer your questions. Another quick thing with all of these exercises, they can all be modified in some way. You can either modify the movement or you can do it without weights. And they can all be progressed, so you can increase the weight or add a jump or two to make it a little more challenging, a little more advanced if that's where your body is at. With all of this, the important thing is just to make sure that you're listening to your body and you're not pushing it more than you should. So that's all I have, and we'll get rolling with the video now.
Alright guys, sorry this first one you can't really see. I might throw this in a mobility flow for next week. But for this one, this is called the wall slide. You can do this on the ground, you can do it on the wall. I did it on the ground because we didn't have a wall at Fleet Feet, but it's a modified version of the wall slide. So basically you want to keep your shoulders flat and down, keep contact with the wall, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. This is going to hit your lower traps and create some shoulder stability. Alright, so this next one is called the Y raise. It's also known as a Superman if you want to engage your lower body as well. Basically, you want to keep your thumbs, or raise your thumbs up to the sky, keep your shoulders down. This is going to hit your traps, chest, your delts. It's going to help increase the range of motion for your upper back and shoulders. Alright, so this next one is called a thoracic rotation. This teaches your spine to rotate instead of being locked in the same position and prevents imbalance in the lumbar spine. The lumbar spine is at the very bottom of your back. It's considered your low back. And the thoracic spine is the largest part of your back. Then you have the cervical spine, which is like your neck area. So this is going to help just kind of open up that spine and get you rotated. We don't typically get to do this very often because we're sitting in a chair all day. So this is a really good exercise to help increase your range of motion in your back. Alright, so this one is the side leg raise. We do this one already in our warm-ups before we run. I just showed you at the beginning of this, just don't swing your leg all the way up. You want to kind of keep it at a 45-degree angle. This is going to engage your glutes and your adductors, which is the inside of your leg, on your upper leg. And also your quads. So this is a good activation exercise to get you ready for your workout. Alright, so this one is called the lying straight leg raises. There's a couple different options here. You can do legs going up and slowly coming back down. It's going to be more of an abdominal exercise. This one that I'm about to show you is it's still going to hit your abs, your lower core, but it's also going to be almost like an active hamstring stretch as well. So it's going to be hamstrings, hip flexors, and lower abs. So again, a really good activation and also a good stretch in those hamstrings and hip flexors, which tend to be pretty tight. Moving right on into the hip raise. This is another one we also do in our warm-ups with the Run Club. So again, just driving those hips up, engaging your core. This is going to light up your entire posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, all that good stuff, which we're going to use in our workout. All right, so this next exercise is called the inchworm. Basically, this is going to hit a lot of things. You've got your core, your shoulders, chest, hamstrings, glutes. It's a multi-joint dynamic exercise that increases your muscular endurance. So basically, we're activating those muscles, turning them on before we get started with our workout. Basically, you're coming down, not quite into a push-up position, right before that point, and then walking your feet slowly towards your hands. All right, moving into jumping jacks. This exercise is going to hit your quads, glutes, hamstrings, also engages your upper body. Think of an X going out and an I coming back in. You're going to breathe out on the X and breathe in on the I. And think about landing on the ball of your foot. All right, so now we're going to get into some lunges. This is a reverse lunge. We tend to, especially as runners, just stay in the frontal plane. We don't really do a lot of exercises or moving, going behind or going backwards. So this is a reverse lunge. This also hits your glutes, hamstrings, quads, puts less stress on the knee joint, so it's a little bit easier than doing a front lunge. All right, and now we're going right into a side lunge. As you can see here, I didn't really go down as far as I could have. Really think about hinging those hips back as if you're sitting in a chair. And you're also going to get a little stretch in your adductors as well as your glutes and hamstrings and quads. So press through your entire foot, not just your heels. All right, and lastly here with lunges, we do have a front lunge with rotation. Again, this is going to hit your glutes, hams, quads. You're also getting a little bit of your abs and obliques as well as shoulders with the overhead aspect in it as well. So keeping your foot, it doesn't have to be at a perfect 90-degree angle, but just try not to jet that knee too far forward. That's kind of the main thing there. Okay, so now we're going to get to the strength part of our workout. That was just part of our warm-up. This is called a deadlift. There's several different ways you can do it. Obviously, I have dumbbells. This is considered a hip-dominant exercise, so really push those hips back. Try not to arch that back. We do this with our bows. This is just taking it a step further and adding in some weight. You're going to hit your glutes, hamstrings, a little bit of core, some shoulders, and quads as well. So imagine you're shutting a door with your butt and try to keep a neutral spine. So next we have a box squat. You can do this on a bench, a chair, an actual box at the gym. You can use a barbell if you're at the gym, but here I just have the dumbbell. You're just going to come down, tap the bench or chair or whatever you're using. You can also stand at a wider stance if that helps you from keeping your knees caving in. Basically, you're hitting everything here, glutes, hamstrings, and quads. All right, so now we're gonna go into some upper body. This is called a bent over reverse fly. You can do this sitting if it's easier. It is a little bit easier if you wanna modify it that way. Basically, I would start with some lighter weight. This is harder than it looks. You're hitting your rear delts, your upper and mid traps, your rhomboids. The biggest thing here is don't jut your head too far forward and keep that spine neutral if you do decide to stand. All right, so this next one is a chest press. I'm just doing this on the ground. You can do it on the ground. You can do it on a bench. You can use a barbell. Again, you could modify this or progress this in any way that you can. This is just one variation. The main thing here is just to keep your arms at a 90-degree angle and squeeze your chest at the top. You're going to hit your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps with this exercise. Any exercise that has 2 or more muscle groups involved is considered a compound exercise, which is good. All right, so this next exercise is a dumbbell pullover. This is going to hit your lats as well as your chest and the muscles of your rib cage. So the idea here is just to keep your torso up and your core engaged, legs bent or knees bent, hips up, and keep your shoulders on the bench or the chair. You can't really tell here, but ideally you want to keep a flat back. I know my shirt's kind of dragging so you can't tell, but you do want to keep it a neutral spine so that you're not rounding the lumbar or thoracic spine. All right, guys, we are almost done. This is our last exercise. Oh, hey, Katie. So we have a dumbbell front to lateral raise. This is going to hit your entire shoulder. So Keep your elbows slightly bent, no swinging, and bring up to shoulder height. As you can see, I was probably swinging a little bit too far past the shoulder, so just an example of what not to do. So yeah, this is going to hit your whole shoulder. And that's the end of the workout, guys. You guys did it. I'm really excited. Hopefully it was a good one for you, and I'll catch you next time.